I'm Robert Sharetta with an S, H-E-R-R, Sharetta.
Yes, perfect, yes, thank you.
You're waiting a second.
So,
Nice to see
David,
you, buddy.
I've got something news for you, but we'll talk later.
All right, I'll be here.
All right.
We've been traveling, that's the problem.
الفلاح حي على الفلاح. اللهم رب هذه الدعوة التامة والصلاة القائمة آت محمدا الوسيلة والفضيلة وابعثه اللهم المقام المحمود الذي وعدته إنك لا تخلف الميعاد.
Assalamu alaikum and welcome everyone. My name is David Hamwood. I serve as President and CEO of the National U.S. Arab Chamber of Commerce, which for more than 50 years has been serving as a bridge between the United States and the 22 countries of the Arab world. We are very pleased and honored that you could be with us tonight for our 7th annual Iftar, a tradition that seems to be more and more relevant with every passing year. Before I go further, I invite you to chow down. It seems like cruel and unusual punishment to make you wait for my speech, so please dig in. So we established this tradition as a way of honoring our partners, the Arab League and the Arab Diplomatic Corps. We support them on a daily basis, and we as a chamber could not do our work without their support. The room is full of VIPs tonight, diplomats and business leaders, and 16 Arab nations are represented here tonight as indicated by the flags behind me. Those countries include Algeria, Bahrain, Egypt, Iraq, Jordan, Kuwait, Libya, Morocco, Mauritania, Oman, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Sudan, Tunisia, United Arab Emirates, and Yemen. And as much as I would like to recognize each and every diplomat in the room, unfortunately time does not allow me to do that. However, I would like to recognize the ambassadors who are with us at the head table tonight, and I invite them to please stand and remain standing, and please hold your applause, if you'd be so kind, until the end. Representing the People's Democratic Republic of Algeria, His Excellency Majid Bouguerra, the Kingdom of Bahrain, Ambassador Sheikh Abdullah bin Rashid Al Khalifa, please stand. Representing the Arab Republic of Egypt, His Excellency Yasser Reda. Representing the State of Libya, Ambassador Wafa Bouharis. Representing the Islamic Republic of Mauritania, Ambassador Mohamedou Bata. Representing the Sultanate of Oman, Ambassador Koumeina Al-Nougheri. Representing the Republic of Sudan, Ambassador Muawiyah Khalid. Representing the Republic of Tunisia, Ambassador Faisal Boya. and representing the Republic of Yemen, His Excellency Ahmed Awad bin Mubarak, Ambassador of Yemen. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for our ambassador. Ramadan is a time to give thanks. So in that spirit, please let me thank our lead sponsors. First, the Ritz-Carlton. George, you and your team have done a fantastic job, as always. Thank you for being our partner throughout the year. Let me also thank the Embassy of the UAE, particularly Ambassador Yusuf Al-Taiba, for their generous support of tonight's event, as well as Qatar Airways, which is serving as our exclusive airline sponsor for tonight. Our gold sponsors, in alphabetical order, include Amazon Web Services, Atlas Luxury Jets, Black & Veatch, Chevron, General Atomics, Global Box, Lockheed Martin, and Raytheon. Without the generous support of these sponsors, tonight's event would not be possible. May I hear a round of applause for the sponsors? NUSAC is not a religious organization. We're a chamber of commerce, a business organization. So why are we hosting an Iftar dinner? Well, in a word, we have an overarching mission to build bridges between cultures. Sometimes that's a business culture, but it also includes national cultures. And Ramadan provides us with an opportunity to put ourselves in the shoes of those who are less fortunate than we are, and to count our blessings. It goes without saying that there is a great deal of suffering taking place in the world. And it seems like not a day goes by without the latest terrible, horrific event worse than the last. And so with this in mind, our prayers go out to those who are suffering around the world, in particular the unprecedented number of refugees who've been displaced from their homes. Ramadan is a time of reflection, and this year, perhaps more than most, there is so much on which to reflect. So tonight, in the spirit of Ramadan, let us count our blessings and celebrate not only what is good in the world, but also how we may strive to make the world a better place. Last year, I stood before you. I had the opportunity to share some personal stories about what it means to be an Arab American. I talked a little bit about some of my travels around the United States to places like Cairo, Illinois. Ambassador Reda, that's spelled C-A-I-R-O, Cairo, Illinois. Places like El Kader, Iowa, named after Abdul Qadir Jazairi. And of course, Tripola, Iowa, Ambassador Wafat, that's T-R-I-P-O-L-I. Arabia, Nebraska, and of course Mecca, California. So tonight I'm not going to recount those stories, but I would like to keep it a little bit personal with your permission. I'd like to read you a poem written for tonight's Iftar by my father, Dr. Sam Hammoud, one of America's foremost Arab American poets. Some of you know my father. He was a fixture here in Washington, D.C. He served as a publisher, and then he served as director of the Islamic Center. He wanted to be with us tonight, but unfortunately he's up in Princeton, New Jersey, where he lives and where he used to teach. In the Arab and Islamic worlds, we talk a lot about paradise, Jannah. So in the spirit of Ramadan and tonight's Iftar, my father composed a poem called Paradise on Earth. I would like to share it with you now. Sometimes we wonder why it is we were sent into this wonderful earth with all the fields, lakes, trees, flowers, wildlife, skies, so blue, and white clouds floating, puffing themselves across the heavens. And where did our idea of heaven come from, since it was already here? There was water to drink, food to eat from the trees, eggs from birds, grasses, whose aroma told us, eat and eat some more, and then lie down. For this is paradise. You have but to enjoy it and be pleased and share with others, so that you might increase your world with the happiness that you have from this bountiful place. And now, let us believe in this wonderful day. Allah has given us new, untouched, full of blessings and things that have never been. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for honoring us with your presence here tonight. Iftar Kareem. Wassalamu alaikum. Please enjoy your meeting.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We are really honored to have you with us. My name is Rabia Mgharbil. I am a Lebanese Arab American who moved to the United States when I was 12 years old. Fast forward 28 years later, I am now officially confused if I'm Arab or American. Luckily, by working for the National U.S. Arab Chamber of Commerce as a vice president, I'm able to bring my two worlds under one umbrella. The umbrella of promoting trade between my country, the United States, and my culture, the Arab world. I'm happy to introduce our next speaker, Imam Yahya Hindi. Imam Hindi is the Muslim chaplain at the Georgetown University. He's a member of the Center for Dispute Resolution of the University of Maryland School of Law. Imam Yahya is the founder and president of Clergy Beyond Borders. He has served as an adjunct faculty member at various universities, including Johns Hopkins. He has given talks in more than 60 countries, 45 states, and was interviewed nationally and internationally as an expert on interfaith dialogue. Imam Yahya, please tfaddal. Thank you.
Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, sisters and brothers, Assalamu alaikum and Ramadan Mubarak. Well, it is my honor to have been asked to address you today. I promise that it will not be a Friday sermon, and it will not be 3 hours. As you know, that for more than 1.6 billion Muslims worldwide, the month of Ramadan serves as a time for spiritual renewal and thankfulness for the so many blessings given to us by the Almighty God. It is a month in which relatives develop closer ties, communities improve their relationships, and individuals reaffirm their desire to grow in their spirituality. Though fasting is an important foundation of Islamic spirituality, it is not unique to Islam, as other faith communities do have it as well. The Quran actually declares that in the verse in chapter 2, كُتِبَ عَلَيْكُمُ الصِّيَامُ كَمَا كُتِبَ عَلَى الَّذِينَ مِنْ قَبْلِكُمْ, that fasting has been prescribed unto you as it was unto those who have come before you. The fact that it is a universal practice should teach us and inform us of its significance and anticipated benefits for those who do it well and with the right intentions. So Judaism, Christianity, Buddhism, Hinduism, Sikhism, and Islam discuss fasting in different ways and forms. Even science or scientists teach us the value of fasting from the scientific, human, or medical perspective. The most important lesson of fasting is that, number one, all religions, as I have just said, are united in the very essence of their rituals and spirituality. And if we are so united in what is very private and personal to us, religion, my question, can all religions and their followers be also united in their work for peace, for harmony, equity, and justice? Can the followers of all of those religions come together to become a voice for justice, healthcare justice, environmental justice, legal justice, social justice, and political justice? Number two, fasting teaches us of the need to be so mindful of our God and the need to know God. All religions teach that there is one God in this universe. The challenge of Ramadan, especially to the followers of Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, who believe in the oneness of the divine. If there is one God, can our common grounds be one? Can our goals be one? Can our mission in politics and society be one? Number three, fasting teaches us of our human need to develop a personality that is spiritually uplifting and uplifted, that is morally excellent and physically sound. It is in the month of Ramadan we are taught to eat less, be mindful of what we eat and eat healthy, and change our eating routines. It is in the month of Ramadan we are told that our fasting can best be accepted not when we abstain from food and drink, but rather when we abstain from moral failures. Number four, fasting teaches us to listen to God, to listen to our surroundings and our own personal needs, to discover our best human potentials, and to empower ourselves with the right values and goals. Ramadan teaches us to be in control of our pleasures, whatever they are, even if they are permitted, only to discover our best powers. Number five, fasting also helps us become a voice of passion for compassion. It helps us embody a value of passion for compassion when we are passionately involved in compassion. Compassion not only for human beings, but even for animals and the universe around us. Ramadan teaches us to have that passion of compassion for our fellow human beings, regardless of their background. Number six, fasting teaches us how to win our wars against selfishness, egotism, destructive desires, and routines, laziness, anxiety, and hopelessness. Ramadan makes me believe in myself. Isn't this what the Arab world needs in these days of ours? We need citizens, young men and women who believe in themselves, who believe that there can be a better way of harmony, of peace, of justice, and of coexistence. Number seven, fasting empowers our ability to hold ourselves to big principles of perfection, love, self-determination, and goodness. Above all, it trains us to become a true image of our God, the all-just, the all-merciful, the all-loving, the essence of the truth. So how can we, in the month of Ramadan, embody those divine values and become a voice of unconditional love and mercy? Number 8. In fasting, we learn to develop a political ethics of diplomacy in the way we communicate, to develop financial and economic ethics of spending and savings. Just a point I was thinking about recently. There are 1.6 billion Muslims in the world. If only 1 billion fast every day. And if every one of those billion drinks 1 gallon of water a day, how much are we saving the earth a day and 30 days a year? That is to teach us how to be environmentally aware and mindful. So financial economics of ethics of spending and saving. Social ethics of compassion and caring through Sadaqat al-Fitr that we give at the end of Ramadan. And legal ethics of justice and equality. Number 9. Fasting teaches us how to practice the 3 dimensions of Islamic creed and religion. I know that if you ask most Muslims in the room or around the world to define Islam for you, they would say Islam is the 5 pillars of Islam. I dare to disagree. I say that is the foundation of Islam, but not Islam. Islam is these 3 values that are embodied well in the month of Ramadan. Love is the essence of faith. Forgiveness is the essence of religiosity. And humility is the essence of humanity. These are the 3 foundations of Islam that shape Islamic ethics, morality, and spirituality. Number 10. We all learn from history that egotism and arrogance have led to the destruction of so many nations and empires. In fasting, we learn how to avoid these self-destructive behaviors by learning how to fully be in control of ourselves, be in control of our desires, anger, egoistic attitudes. Hence, I believe fasting is a cause of safety and security, and without any doubt, a cause for peace of mind and peace of being. We Muslims are told even from young days that in the month of Ramadan, when someone curses you or shouts or screams at you, you are supposed to say, I am sa'im, I am fasting, which means I am in a state of self-control. That is to say, for 30 days I practice self-control only to learn how to be in control of myself after the month of Ramadan. Well, if that's the case, can we say that fasting, if done well, can contribute to strong spirituality, better morality, national and international security? To conclude, I believe that fasting can bring all of us together, despite our religious diversity, despite our different opinions and political views. I believe fasting can bring us together. It has in this room. We have people from different religious backgrounds, different political views, and different orientations. United together we come, with a sense of universal sisterhood and brotherhood, a sense of love for one another, a love that does not change with politics or with social politics, and with a full commitment to justice and to the common good of all people. To conclude again, I say the value of togetherness can best be seen in the month of Ramadan. You see it here tonight, and therefore I thank the National U.S. Arab Chamber of Commerce for making this possible, togetherness coming together. Thank you, my friend David, for your big leadership. Can you give him a big hand? So this value of togetherness can be seen in Ramadan. We need to walk with each other, by each other as Jews, Christians and Muslims, as seculars and atheists, and men and women, as East and West. We need to lift each other up. We need to pick each other up. We need to look after each other. That is the spirit of Ramadan. That is the spirit of fasting. That is what the world expects of us. For sure, that's what God wants. That's what the Middle East wants. That's what the Arab world wants. As an American Muslim, Palestinian, Jordanian Muslim, I dare to say that's what I hear from my students at Georgetown. They want us to come together. My friends, if you have yet to realize I do have an accent, only because I learned English in Texas. My friends, when people ask me where I'm from, and they ask this almost every day, I say I'm from dust. They say, where is dust? What country is that? I remind people of what the Quran and the Bible teach. We come from dust. To dust we shall be returned. I am Dustonian above all. We are all fellow Dustonians. We're sisters and brothers in dust. That is to say, we're all equal. We're sisters and brothers. In the spirit of Ramadan, that's a message I want to leave with you and hope you take it home with you. Together we stand, divided we fall. Thank you.
We'd like to thank the Imam for a beautiful job. Thank you for bringing the spirit of Ramadan to all of us. Dessert will be served very shortly. Feel free to stay, or if you have to leave, we understand. Thank you.